Bolton's magnificent Reebok Stadium stages its third World Club Challenge in 6 years. This, St Helens against Brisbane Broncos, is a repeat of the 2001 meeting. The first trophy of 2007 is contested. And can these Saints maintain the British success? Super League sides have won the last 3 World Club Challenges and 5 of the last 6. But Brisbane, they are here 3 weeks later than usual. They had a warm-up against Celtic Crusaders last Thursday. They are taking this seriously. The Saints team shows Wellens at full-back. Then they go Gardner, Gidley, Talau and Melly, Price and Long, who is the captain. No surprises there. Fozzard, Roby starts, Cunningham's on the bench, not 100% fit. Kalis, Gilmore, Wilkin and Bennett at loose forward. And the substitutes, Kieran Cunningham, Paul Sculthorpe, that's music to the ears of the St Helens supporters, I'm sure. James Graham and Bryn Hargreaves. The coach is Daniel Anderson. Now the Brisbane Broncos, Carmichael Hunt at fullback, Darius Boyd, Brent Tate, Justin Hodges, Steve Michaels, the youngster. Darren Lockyer, best player in the world and captain, Shane Perry at the scrum half. Forwards, Dane Carlaw, Sean Berrigan, Petro Sivanasiva, Corey Parker, Brad Thorne and Tony Carroll. And on the bench, Sam Tyday, Greg Eastwood, Ben Hannant and Michael Ennis. And the coach is the evergreen Wayne Bennett. Australians evident in the crowd here.
They'll get into each other, so much experience. When you look at the amount of internationals on show tonight, we can only ask for one thing. It'll be close to superb.
Sean Long gets the 2007 Carnegie World Club Challenge underway. Saints charge forward and first tackle of the night, and it was Dane Carlaw who felt the full weight of that.
It's so important to get involved in the defensive qualities. Same for when you're carting the ball up. They don't do any more than just one out pass. They want to get themselves into the swing of things.
Opening set of 6, Brisbane Broncos with the football. There is Carlaw again, driving the ball forward. The man who is wearing the number 8 jersey, made famous for Brisbane, of course, by the great Shane Webke. Not the best kick. Underneath it, Francis Melly for St Helens.
That was terrific pressure from Jason Kalis. He's caught something in the eye as a result of his efforts, but to put pressure on the kicker, big turnaround, because Brisbane's simple philosophy for success is to work towards the halfway line, kick it downfield and chase as though your life depends on it. You managed to get a pretty good result there if you get up towards the halfway line.
Pretty high shot there on Fozzard. He's gone looking. They're in business, both sets of forwards.
No question about that. St Helens are on halfway. Roby was the dummy half. Here goes Jason Kalis again. Just gets the Saints into Brisbane territory, only just. Ball finds its way to Long. High kick and deep kick from Long. Carmichael Hunt has to come for this and misses it. And so too does Adi Gardner. Here goes Brent Tate for the Broncos. It's a breakaway for Brisbane. Long's after him. Long pulls him down magnificently. Fantastic tackle from Sean Long.
Unbelievable play from both sides. It was an amazing high kick. They were nowhere underneath it. Sean Long, absolutely tremendous. The fullback, Carmichael Hunt, never in it. And then Tate made the run. But what about the cover tackle? Sean Long, superb.
Well, when Wigan won this title back in Brisbane in 1994, it was their scrum half, Sean Edwards, who won the man of the match that day. I think for Saints to win today, they need Sean Long to play equally as well and perhaps lift that individual honour and lead his team as he's just shown with that wonderful individual tackle.
Sean Long's contract's up at the end of the season at St Helens. He says he wants to play in the NRL, so he's in the shop window tonight. But he'll be almost 32 when the 2008 season gets underway. Will an NRL club be prepared to take him at that age? We shall have to wait and see. St Helens will probably want to extend his contract anyway.
Well, they're trying to, but he does have, and he has had, conversation with Cronulla. They're eager to get him down there.
Fozzard will play the ball to Roby. Long was standing still, received the pass from him. He's tempting the line, but Lockyer comes up with the tackle. Last one, this set of 6 for St Helens. 3 minutes gone. Leon Price will hoist the kick now, and it's another short one. It's high, it's hanging. Carmichael Hunt's underneath it. Takes it well, takes the tackle from Wilkin, and Leon Price also.
A little bit nervous on that first kick, didn't get anywhere near it. Made sure he was going to get to that one. He had to really dig deep. It was a wonderful high kick yet again.
St Helens supporters find their voice against the Brisbane Broncos, who won the NRL from third place last year. They did lose 5 in a row during July and August, but after an 18th of August win, 30-0 over the Bulldogs, they never looked back. They won 6 of the last 7, including a 15-8 grand final victory against the Melbourne Storm.
Not surprisingly, you know, that St Helens and the coach Daniel Anderson are using virtually the same tactics. Our guest, Brian Noble, here tonight. I remember, Brian, a few years ago, you did exactly the same thing and just ripped the Penrith Panthers apart.
Well, we didn't want to give Reece Wesser a running start, and that's they're thinking the same against Carmichael Hunt. Kick the ball high, make him catch the ball, and let him hear the footsteps and a little bit of noise coming towards him, and it has to be a standing start. It's a great start from the Saints. They're not avoiding each other, are they?
No.
Toe-to-toe, these two, and head-to-head, well, the 1997 Super League World Club Championship, that was a bit of a disaster, but look what happened the last time they met here at the Reebok Stadium. St Helens won it. They were trailing to the Brisbane Broncos. We got a hail and snowstorm, and Brisbane really didn't fancy it, but boy, they fancy it tonight.
Pretty swift as well, the Broncos' defence. They know the quality of this hooker, James Roby. Not the best. Far too easy for them to take that, the winger.
This is Steve Michaels. He gets the nod ahead of a New Zealand Test international, Tami Tupu, and he scored a couple of tries in the match against the Celtic Crusaders. This now Brent Tate for the Brisbane Broncos. Harris to the ground. Kieran Cunningham waiting on the sideline. I'm told he hasn't warmed up pre-match, providing everything goes according to plan. According to the St Helens staff, the game plan is that Cunningham might be seen in the second half. There's Berrigan, gets the ball away. And
good quick work.
Justin Hodges.
Good work by Berrigan, the hooker. Just noticed that they're a little bit slow to get set up there on that blind side.
Crossfield kick from Darren Lockyer, that's high and it's hanging as well. Gardner, oh, he's made a mess of it. It's the first try for Corey Parker. Referee will want to check that Parker was onside from the kick.
Check to see if the Broncos knocked it on.
And he also wants to check whether there's a Brisbane Broncos knock on there, but A.D. Gardner, he missed the kick at the other end very early in the piece, might have scored a try. He's missed this one. Has he conceded a try?
Everyone's onside on this left-hand side of the field, so that's okay. Yep, he'll play on, he'll just to see whether there's a knock on. It was a real mess, wasn't it? He went early, didn't get the arms round it, and this is a gift. It's a gift. He may have just tickled it, but it didn't matter. He just received it, picked it back up again. No, this is TRY time, I'm afraid. The first error. And Corey Parker will bring up the first point of this World Club Challenge.
Corey Parker, goal-kicking second rower. He topped the points charts in 2006, and he gets the Broncos up and running. And the Brisbane Broncos are leading here at the Reebok Stadium, Bolton, in the 2007 World Club Challenge against the Saints by 4 points to 0. And Corey Parker, as you can see, just over 20 metres out. And he has nailed it. So the Broncos are ahead by 6 points to 0.
They gave Gardner plenty of protection. He's not under pressure. At this level of rugby league, you've got to make sure you take the football. He failed, and they paid the price.
St Helens had matched Brisbane punch for punch in the opening minutes of this game, and it's important that their talk and body language stay positive, because it's one mistake and it's 6 points, but they can certainly claw their way back into this.
Well, you're right. St Helens have got to stay focused. Here comes Petro Sivanasiva driving it straight at Mike Bennett. John Wilkin is there, and so too was James Roby to bring him down. Berrigan, the dummy half for the Broncos. Ooh, that was high from Fozzard, and that's a penalty. He was high on Corey Parker, the try scorer.
Not surprising. It was Parker that gave him one early, not seen by the official. He got a right rattle, did Fozzard. Wants to get one back. Not the best position in the field of play to give away a penalty, though. He's applied a lot of pressure to his own teammates.
Nick Fozzard, his 250th career appearance tonight, and he has conceded that penalty to Brisbane, who after 8 minutes here at the Reebok lead by 6 points to 0. Here goes Sivanasiva again, fed by 29-year-old Shane Perry, who was plucked from the Queensland Cup competition by Wayne Bennett. Here he is again, the scrum half. Little drop of the shoulder, feigned to pass the ball to the try scorer Parker. Berrigan will go down the right. Here is Lockyer. Good ball to Tony Carroll, but well watched by Willie Talau.
Great defence from Talau. Came in on the angle, knew he was going to receive it.
And there is the scrum half, Shane Perry again. That's tackle number 4, but Brisbane dangerously for St Helens, 8 metres away. Berrigan will give it to Lockyer. Bullets the pass wide. It sticks as well in the arms of Carmichael Hunt. Carmichael Hunt saw the gap and went for it. Closed down quickly. He'll get to his feet, play the ball on the last tackle to Berrigan again. Here is Lockyer. He'll stab it towards this corner. And there's what a huge in-goal area here tonight. But that was just a little bit too strong, and Gardner again breathed a sigh of relief. So did the Saints fans.
Do they ever? It was bouncing all over the shop.
How deep is that in-goal area, Steve-O? It looks about 9 metres.
It's massive, isn't it?
Well, Sean Long can exploit that, but so too can Darren Lockyer.
It works both ways. It's obvious that Daniel Anderson has requested that they have one. Normally they do the opposite way, don't they? They try to make it as short as possible.
Here is Francis Melly for the Saints. 13 tries in 27 appearances last year for Melly. This is Roby. Does well, gets the ball away, but it bounces eventually and untidily into the arms of Leon Price.
They got caught napping there, Saints. Roby looking to offload, and they were standing still. They've got to support a bit better than that.
Good tackle, low down, and he loses the ball, Bennett. It was a great tackle by Shane Perry. And that will be head and feet at the scrum here to the Brisbane Broncos.
It's a big problem for St Helens, isn't it? They hadn't touched the ball for 3 minutes prior to that set of possession, and they've come up with a mistake at the end of it. You know, you have to have at least 50% of the ball for Saints to win tonight here, and at the moment, the weight of possession, and good possession too in their opponent's half, is falling Brisbane's way.
Shaky start, Brian, by Saints.
Not too shaky, but as Phil says there, the penalty didn't help them. It gives Brisbane free field position. And when you make an error on your next set on the way out, it makes it really hard because you're doing a lot of defence in your own half that will tell eventually.
This is Darius Boyd. He plays the ball to Justin Hodges, just inside his own half of the field. Steve Michaels waiting outside. Hodges gets the Broncos to the halfway line. Ball comes back to Carmichael Hunt. Here is Michaels again.
Pretty confident to be doing run rounds early in the game, but that's what Brisbane are pretty capable of. That's pretty good hard work as well. You know, the way that
Carmichael Hunt, what a run.
Sean Berrigan works this dummy half position. Wonderful stuff.
Sivanasiva, ball eventually gets to Carmichael Hunt, and the referee wipes the tackle count down. He said that was touched in flight by a St Helens player, so this is the 0 tackle, he says. And here now comes Brad Thorne, one of the most successful players in the Broncos history, this fella. He will play the ball to Berrigan. Berrigan will weave his way and finds Perry. Perry then gives it on to Carlaw, and Carlaw is brought down by Matt Gidley.
Watch for the second phase with Lockyer being the architect. No, they've gone to the short blind instead.
This is Berrigan. And they concede another penalty. The referee said the tackle was held, and Wilkin and Gidley did not hear the call.
Not only that, Gidley lifted him across the horizontal, and you can't do that. Sheer frustration, really.
It was before then that the referee shouted held.
Steve Clark making it quite clear that it was because he lifted him above the horizontal. Corey Parker, can he make it an extra 2? It'll be valuable.
It will be. This for 8-0 to the Brisbane Broncos. 22 metres out. Corey Parker does not miss those.
Good point in regards to Matt Gidley. It's going to take him quite some time to settle in. And I reckon this is one area perhaps that St Helens may be struggling, because the combination between Gidley and Talau really has not gelled as yet.
Well, we know he's a great player. We've seen what he's done in the past, but on his last few performances, if he'd been born in St Helens, he'd have probably been dropped to the second team and somebody had taken his place. They will have faith in his ability because he is a good player, but the Saints fans and his teammates will be hoping that he shows that tonight.
Petro Sivanasiva carries the ball forward. Interesting. Petro Sivanasiva and his hooker colleague Sean Berrigan saying this week he might just fancy finishing his career in the Super League. I'm sorry, fellas, but we don't really want players from Australia coming over here anymore to finish their career.
No, I think some of them think that it's a pension over here.
This is Brad Thorne. Just over the halfway line. Last tackle for the Brisbane Broncos. Lockyer, they'd welcome him, I suppose, to finish his career. Great high kick. Helens, the reigning man of steel in the Super League, with the great catch. And here goes Francis Melly.
I think you can hear the St Helens fans are getting a little bit frustrated, saying that the Australian official are not getting the Brisbane side back the 10 metres.
Kalis has come off, by the way, for St Helens. He's been replaced by the Young Player of the Year, James Graham. Brisbane penalised for a flop. That was silly play by Dane Carlaw.
Was it ever? All the hard work from Brad Thorne. He bounces him down to the floor, and then he just flops on him. Sheer frustration.
Well, a big quarter of an hour from the Brisbane Broncos, maybe, in this really their first major test of 2007, beginning to feel the pinch. Just wanted to slow them down a bit, perhaps. Graham with first touch. He'd play the ball to Roby. And Roby will fire the pass to Helens. Helens trying to get away from Parker, and does.
It's important now that St Helens camp down in the Brisbane quarter.
This is John Wilkin.
If they find it difficult to get through on the first set of 6, they've got to look for the repeat.
Gidley takes the tackle number 3, 9 metres away. Bennett was the dummy half. There is Long. Here is Fozzard. Spills the ball back to Leon Price. Price will go up the middle at this Brisbane Broncos defence. They stand firm. That's tackle number 4. Roby, not the best to Long. Catches it in mid-air. Dabs the ball to the in-goal area. Carmichael Hunt. Whoa, he took a gamble then.
Nice option. And why not? With such a deep in-goal area. Daniel Anderson would be happy with that. And the full-back really did take a huge gamble. Got away with it in the end.
8-0, Brisbane ahead. 16 minutes of the match gone. Here on a mild winter's evening in Lancashire. These are pictures going back to Australia, courtesy of our colleagues on Channel 9. And, well, Leon Price, the man who loves Blackpool Beach compared to Bondi. It's not exactly a beach weather, but we saw plenty of Brisbane supporters, Phil, yesterday at the Broncos training session. They're loving it over here. Why wouldn't they?
They're having a great time so far, and 8 points in front, and approach the first end of the first quarter. They'll be happy with what they've seen. Side have had good possession. They play a very simple game, don't they? Coming out of their own half, one pass plays, get upfield, and then kick it and see what happens.
Kick it and see what happens. Melly is safe underneath the high ball. Michael's got to him, and with help from Justin Hodges and Tony Carroll, Francis Melly is brought down.
It's an amazing technique, you know, that the Broncos have. They use Tony Carroll to come in late and use his big upper body to try to dislodge the ball. Someone will go low, and you'll find Carroll using all that pressure.
That's Eddie Gardner. This is a great set of 6 defensively for the Brisbane Broncos. Can Roby make some ground forward for St Helens? Only to the 38-metre line. Wonderful defence from Brisbane on show. This is Wilkin. Back it goes to Long. He goes for a deep kick and a high kick too. Michael's underneath it, but Carmichael Hunt shouted, "It's mine." And so here comes Steve Michaels now. Good chase by St Helens, but Wilkin has missed the winger. He's not missed second time round, though, by Mike Bennett. Carmichael Hunt again. Auckland born, but he decided to play for Australia at international level, followed his Queensland appearances in State of Origin. Here now is Darius Boyd, 19 years of age, the 2006 Rookie of the Year with the Brisbane Broncos last year. Tony Carroll needs no introduction to British viewers, of course. Tony Carroll, ex-Leeds.
Well, nearly 18 minutes gone. That's the first time we've seen Darren Lockyer try to get the three-quarter line moving. He's been just quite happy to just stand back, let all the forwards do all the hard work. He's involved on the kicking, now he's getting involved again.
It's a lovely little dab over the top, and there is work here for Gardner to do. It's a goal line dropout, says the touch judge. It's a goal line dropout because Gardner ferried the ball over the line. He is bemused.
So am I.
The referee has asked the video referee just to check it now.
No, he never got a touch to it. That should be on the 20. Tap on the 20. They've got it right.
Ganson is the video referee, and Steve Ganson gives the word from the viewing box, and it's a tap on the 20-metre line. The touch judge was right on it, wasn't he, Phil? He was right there.
He was. I think maybe at first they thought the Brisbane player had pushed him onto the ball, but a good decision. And Saints now doing well here, now making good ground in those carries. Roby looking dangerous. It's what sort of energy they have, and maybe what impact Paul Sculthorpe can bring, because they're going to need a boost in this first half at some point.
Here goes Roby. Gets the ball away.
I think what St Helens do need is someone to make a clean break. They failed to do that as yet.
Long to Price. They go wide to Talau. That was nearly a clean break, but Lockyer and Hodges saw to it that it wasn't. Last one here for St Helens. Ball was behind Long. Shake to kick. Ben Hannant was after him. Poor kick from Long. And Carmichael Hunt has it back for the Brisbane Broncos.
Well, that came about by a very poor pass. You've got to make sure that it gets right into the breadbasket. Give your kicker a chance to get it away.
Darius Boyd now for the Brisbane Broncos. Halted by the tackle from Leon Price and Willie Talau. Here's Ben Hannant again. 2006 was his first year with the Broncos. He's a big unit.
It's important that St Helens make sure that they keep Brisbane down onto the last tackle, deep within their own half. They haven't got to let it get to the halfway line. That's when the possession can just swing away. Good field position.
Good big moment for Paul Sculthorpe, about to return to the fray. First time this season for the Saints hero. He's out on the sidelines. Of course, he's had this chronic knee problem, which he's battling to get over. He's spent the winter doing rehab to build the strength back up. Apparently in training he has been tearing the house down, and a big cheer from the Saints fans as they see Paul Sculthorpe back on the field. I think he's replaced Mike Bennett.
So Paul Sculthorpe returns to the fray. His last match was September the 1st last year against the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats. Here he is, the back end of February in the World Club Challenge against the Brisbane Broncos. Sam Thaiday all over the top of the grounded player. St Helens have a penalty, but I ask any of you up here, would this be the night that you would expected Paul Sculthorpe to make his comeback?
Absolutely. You're playing with the flu. He's a world-class player, and you need your world-class players out there as soon as you possibly can get them.
OK, St Helens have Sculthorpe out there, and they've had a penalty which they've punched deep into Brisbane territory. Here comes Nick Fozzard. I think it's important, Steve-O, Saints score in a minute.
Without a doubt, they've just got to camp down there, as I said earlier. If they find it hard, it's going to be difficult against this Brisbane defence, but if they can just keep knocking away at it and get a little kick into the in-goal area.
This is James Graham, fed by James Roby. They are 3 metres short. Roby again finds John Wilkin. Wilkin gives it to Long. Here is Sculthorpe.
Great tackle. Tate, low, round the ankles.
Long again. And Roby trying to spin his way to the line, but that is the last tackle for St Helens here. Wilkin scampers into dummy half, fires the ball to Long. Long short ball, and it's Lee Gilmore that is caught in possession, but at least caught in possession just a metre away from the Brisbane line.
Good place to do a power play as well. Brisbane were expecting the kick.
And Brisbane now have to work it away.
And when you're in a good position like that, it's as good as a kick if you just make sure that you're about a metre away from the try line.
Well, Saints have lifted visibly by the fact that Sculthorpe has come onto the field.
Listen to this crowd. They're really getting behind the Saints.
And there's Sculthorpe in the tackle with James Graham. Knock on. Pressure on Sean Berrigan and Brisbane.
Just what St Helens needed.
It was important when Saints came with this power surge, the energy they got from the crowd, the energy and emotion that Sculthorpe brought onto the field. They needed to translate that into some good possession, and a perfect opportunity here now, 20 metres out. Saints at their best from scrums.
Bad error, and they know it. And he looks super fit, doesn't he, Sculthorpe?
Well, Daniel Anderson says he looks as good as he's ever seen him. He looks lean and he looks mean. And St Helens coming forward here. Willie Talau will play the ball. This now is Roby. Here is Lee Gilmore. Gilmore attacking them up the middle. Hannant blow down, and also there very quickly another defender. Sculthorpe! So close to a glorious return for Sculthorpe. Back it comes to Long. Long fires the pass wide. Gardner! And Gardner is just managing to stay in the field of play on the last tackle. Gidley.
Got to get it in the in-goal. Oh, it's a bit too strong. A lot of good pressure, though, by Brisbane. You've got to hand it to him. Daniel Anderson not happy with that. Perhaps thought that Sean Long could have got himself into a better position for this. But what about that cover defence? They looked for all the world. The winger was going to sneak in at the corner, and they got to him. Good work from Gardner.
Tate and Darius Boyd, the men who kept Gardner out then.
Hey, 12. Downward 12.
This is where you get the quality, Eddie, of a person like Sean Berrigan. He knows to just calm things down now. They've been put under the cosh, Brisbane.
Sean Long annoyed with himself with that poor kick to the in-goal area, trying to make amends here. This is Ben Hannant again. And I said he was a big unit. He's difficult to put down. It is, though, on tackle number 3. And that's Corey Parker. Perry gives it to Tide.
Wilkin right into his face. That was one big hit. He's not well.
Referee just stops the clock.
John Wilkin put the shoulder into this. Oh!
It's when he twists though and lands very badly on his neck here and shoulder.
Referee calls time back on. Berrigan to Perry. Lockyer gets the ball away to Brent Tate. There's danger here down the right. This is Justin Hodges. Saints muscle up though. Great tackle from Talau. And Hodges didn't like the attention from Leon Price. Here's a high crossfield kick from Lockyer again. Gardner underneath it. And he went from this side of the try line into the in-goal area. Referee says they've got to work it away. That's what they're trying to do now. But St Helens Brian Noble have upped the ante.
They certainly have, and all they needed was that little bit of field position, a bit more composure in their last plays, and they'll score some points tonight, St Helens. You can see that they're really up for this game, the vigour of their runs, and Brisbane are going to have to be at their mettle, but that's why they're champions in Australia, because we saw there how they defended their own try line with such gusto.
Leon Price tackled on tackle number 5, midway inside his own half. Long with another kick. It has to be good, but it's straight to Carmichael Hunt again.
Yeah, it's a poor one, and he knows it. That's 2 in succession. Can't afford to be doing that. I think Brisbane have got a problem with Thaiday. He really is struggling out there. I think he'll be replaced very soon. You can see him just at the bottom of your screen there. He's not with it.
Just plodding his way back into the line as Perry takes it forward again. Here is Corey Parker. And Parker thought about the offload to Darius Boyd, then thought better of it under pressure from Long. And this now is Tate coming down the blind side, but Gidley got to him. Help from Sculthorpe. Tackle number 4 is completed. Boyd, Perry, Lockyer's on his inside. Here's the danger man. That's Thaiday. Manages to hang on. Attention from Gilmore, Roby and Price. Last one here for Brisbane. Watch for the kick from Lockyer. Oh, that was forward to Tony Carroll. He keeps the ball alive, finds Berrigan. They've got the man on the overlap wide. The kick from Berrigan. And it's going to be a goal line dropout. Roby shoved over the try line by Berrigan.
Tremendous play by the hooker. Took on the short side. Carroll did well to get this ball away. He knew he was on the power play. It's on the last. And the hooker said, look, let's get something out of here. He knew that he'd get it anywhere in this very, very deep in-goal area. Going to create problems. Not the best kick.
Straight to Thaiday on halfway. Big Sam will run it back. Oh. That was a brave tackle from James Roby.
Was it ever?
Here's Ben Hannant.
That looked forward. He got away with it.
Wasn't as forward as the earlier one in that last move from Brisbane. This is Berrigan.
He's creating all sorts of problems, I'm afraid. He's Berrigan. Around that loose ruck.
Perry, Parker. Well, Sean Long stood his ground. Ball comes free. Great tackle from Long again.
They've done well, haven't they, when they've been tested so far, surviving out there on the edges. They've almost had 2 teams, really, Saints. They've had a team when they've had possession to run from dummy half and make meters, and then they've had another group of players whose job it is to get downfield and try and defend with their lives. They've done more runs from dummy half than we traditionally see, maybe a reflection of the fact that they are without 1 or 2 of their frontline forwards.
Some good work around the ruck from both sides in the opening 28 minutes here. Roby and Sculthorpe.
Well, there's 2 world-class players, aren't there? James Roby and Sean Berrigan. They are trying to get either side. Not the best pass, though.
Yes, they lost the plot a bit there, and Gardner, we really caught one from Brent Tate. Gets up, though, plays the ball. Wilkin with the kicking. And it's the same script, I'm afraid. Carmichael Hunt positions himself perfectly. He'll launch the next Brisbane attack.
That's been the problem with Saints, is the fact that every time they get to the last kick, on most occasions the Broncos have got up to the 40-metre line where they're playing it the first set.
That's Brad Thorne on halfway. Plays the ball. Justin Hodges. Hodges was full back in the grand final last year. Got a try against the Melbourne Storm. Playing in the centres today. Perry, Hannant. Saints muscling up in defence. And here now is Michael Ennis at dummy half. Finds Lockyer. Ball goes wide. That's a great tackle. Here goes Leon Price round the corner. Francis Melly. Still going Melly. There's a St Helens player down, injured. It's Leon Price, I'm afraid. And I think the tackle that gave Saints this possession was made by Willie Talau. There's Roby in at dummy half. Now it's with James Graham. Gets the ball away to Long. He in turn finds Sculthorpe, who finds Matt Gidley.
That little break alone from Francis Melly is sufficient just to lift the St Helens side now. They've got to know, they've got to make sure that for the next 5 minutes they control this game from here on in.
Roby will scamper away from dummy half. Ennis gets to him.
Great work.
With help from Sivanasiva. John Wilkin dummy half for Saints again. Back it comes to Sean Long. Long looks for the runners. Wellens. Great ball, and made into a great ball actually. It was a wonderful take from Gilmore, who plays the ball to Roby, who finds Long. Stab to the in-goal area. Ball is not dead. Goal line dropout coming up.
That's what they needed. Well, the crowd are booing, but the official has already called time off. He's calling back on now, but Brisbane just sucking in the oxygen.
Hodges with the tackle on Melly. Here is James Graham. Good work. Terrific tackle that by Tony Carroll. Roby, Leon Price, Sean Long. Something here for Saints perhaps, with Gidley. Long, Wilkin, Sculthorpe. Trying to ride the tackle, can't do so. Brent Tate pulls him down.
Oh, it should have been penalised there, held on far too long.
Gardner finds Long, Long in field to Leon Price. Price then gives it to Roby. Roby fires it wide to Gilmore. They've got a man on the overlap wide, it's Melly. Back on the inside to Talau. Brisbane cover up in defence again, courtesy of the skipper Darren Lockyer.
Good work from Melly, he knew he was going over the whitewash.
Last one here, Wellens with the crossfield kick. Looking for Gardner. Gardner will palm it down off the legs of Sculthorpe. Back into the arms of Gidley. Gidley to the in-goal area. Too deep. So close, the Saints.
A lot of pressure, and that's probably what he's saying. Do not panic. Try to get someone in a position to take the control. So it is a very good kick.
Daniel Anderson head-to-head with Wayne Bennett for an 11th time. He leads the series 5-4 with a draw from the previous 10. It includes 3 meetings at test level when Anderson was with New Zealand and Bennett with the Aussies. At club level, Daniel Anderson leads Wayne Bennett 5-2. And St Helens have got the ball back on halfway with Paul Wellens, the man of steel.
That doesn't surprise me, because Thaiday, he's really not up to it. He's taking 2 big knocks. And I can't understand why Wayne Bennett has not brought him off.
Roby at dummy half. Will scamper forward, goes inside Thaiday. Good job that Sivanasiva was coming back. John Wilkins scuttles in at dummy half. Here is Sean Long. Long on the inside to Wellens. And Wellens gets the ball away to Wilkin, and Wilkin just knocks it on. Wasn't waiting for it. Wasn't expecting it, John Wilkin.
At this level, you've got to expect it every time, and he knows it. Golden opportunity just frittered away when the Broncos, early in the tackle count, lost possession through Thaiday. And this will be safety first now from Brisbane.
Well, they won't be in any hurry, will they? Because it's been a frenetic 33 minutes. It's their first real 33 minutes work of 2007. Will they fade second half?
Well, it's usually the other way around when the Australians come over here for this challenge. Normally they find it very difficult to get into the game, so they'll be happy.
Well, they normally have jet lag, don't they? But they've been here nearly a fortnight now, so no jet lag.
Well, you wouldn't think so, but it is difficult to get into it. And remember, you know, Saints have had 3 hard games to build up for this, so they really should have been commanding this game in the first half.
4 tackles gone, 10 metres inside their own half, Brisbane. That was Ennis. This is Sivanasiva. He gets them over halfway on the last. Ennis again, waiting at dummy half. Steps back 1 step, gets the kick in, aiming for the corner, and that will skip away on this surface that has been made a little quick by the afternoon rain here in Bolton. Garden, good tackle by Tony Carroll.
Getting through a lot of work, isn't he? It's, a lot of people at Leeds perhaps thought that he was in the twilight of his career when he was playing with the Rhinos, but he's certainly come back over the last 2 years.
Test football, state of origin football since he left Headingley.
You know, it's very hard to break through this Brisbane defence. It has been impressive, and I think Leon Price could be the key, although they've come up with a mistake. If Price can get his hands on the ball in the remaining 5 minutes of this match, good ball, maybe an offload from one of his teammates. You saw him then on the top of your picture, just tracking in line to see if a forward can get his arms free.
Brisbane ahead by 8 points to 0. In possession with Petros Sivanasiva. Michael Ennis will scamper from dummy half, gives it then to Perry. He finds Tide. Taking on Long, and Gidley bring him down. There's Brent Tate. Tate again. Kalis is back out there. Ennis waits. Lockyer. Ooh, Ben Hannon went without it.
Well, that surprised me. A little bit too fancy football from the Brisbane Broncos at a time when you're coming to the halfway break. Good refereeing.
Here is Wellens taking on Lockyer. Wellens will play the ball. It's Willie Talau. And Roby at dummy half waits. Kalis will get Saints over halfway. No, he won't. Perhaps Graham will. Perhaps Sculthorpe will. Bradford-Wigan, Saturday night on Sky Sports 1 and HD1 for viewers in the UK, of course. And Brian Noble will be making his first return to the Odsal Stadium since he left for the Wigan Warriors. Great defence from Darren Lockyer again on Lee Gilmore. And Phil Clark will be live on Sky Sports News this Sunday evening, reviewing all the highlights of the weekend. Well done by Wellens. A little knock-on, though, says referee Stephen Clark. Brian, just on looking ahead to that match tomorrow, looking forward to renewing old acquaintances?
I really am. Some really good people at the Bradford Club. It's a terrific environment. It's a great stadium. And also, I hope we go to the right dugout. It's going to be an exciting night. It should be a great game.
We hope so. Sure it will be. Bradford-Wigan, Sky Sports 1 tomorrow night, 5:45.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have the bunting out for Mr. Noble.
We'll have something.
Here it is.
What do you think we'll be saying on the bunting, Steve-O? Ben Hannant here.
That's one. Move Saints. Hold here. Hold here. Hold.
Ennis waits dummy half. 2 minutes and a bit to half time. Tony Carroll. Wrestled to the ground by Leon Price.
They've got to muscle up Saints now. Got to make sure that it goes one line.
This is Justin Hodges.
Will Lockyer produce some magic now?
Well, he glides across the surface, doesn't he, Darren Lockyer? They've gone the other way, though. They found Perry. Here is Hunt. Oh, and he fires the pass. He was looking for Darius Boyd and Carmichael Hunt, and he found one of the cameramen. He didn't find anybody else. Against the Wakefield Trinity Wildcats and folded.
I don't care. They've been able in them mentally to get up for this game in a big way, and the punch for punch, standing toe-to-toe with Brisbane as it stands. They have to keep the scoreboard close, though, to have a chance, because they've had to do a lot more work than Brisbane in the first half.
St Helens maybe, unless there's a penalty, which there is. I was going to say with their last set of 6 in this first half. But there's a penalty here. It goes St Helens' way. So an opportunity for Sean Long to dump the ball. Oh, well, I don't think he's found touch. Oh, the touch judge says he has.
Oh, this will be interesting.
Well, he's saying that it already had gone out of play.
But Justin Hodges is actually saying that his foot was on the line, yes, so he was out.
Not so sure he...
His foot was on the line, Steve.
Yeah, but not while he touches the ball.
Yeah, but he'd already left the field of play. If your foot's on the line, you've
He's
left
left
the field of play.
outside, you're right. They've got to make it pay now.
Can they? It's Roby who finds Long, who finds Price. Showed it to Sculthorpe, gave it to Helens. Here is Gidley. This is Gardner. They do make it pay. The Super League champions strike back. Aidy Gardner made the error that gifted the Brisbane Broncos the first try. Aidy Gardner on the end of the pass that gives St Helens hope as they go into the dressing rooms at half-time. Gardner with his third try of the year. And he certainly knows where the try line is, this fellow. Didn't go on the Tri Nations tour, somewhat contentiously, some people say. But here's the moment for Saints.
Hodges definitely had his foot over when he launched himself away, so therefore it is out. Touch judges got it right. We wanted them to make them pay, and they did. It's the first real flowing football we've seen from Saints in this first half.
Well, at times over the past 2 years, Paul Sculthorpe looks like he has been sponsored by a bandage company, but he is in the peak of condition now. What's his kicking like? Sculthorpe will kick the goal for St Helens. They're only 2 points adrift at the break. Right now, the second half about to get underway here at the Reebok. Saints 6, Brisbane 8. The Saints have stuck there, they've stuck in, they've stuck to their guns. Great work from Aidy Gardner to step inside the defence, gives them hope for the second half, which Darren Lockyer now gets underway. A high and hanging kickoff. Underneath it is Leon Price. Big 40 minutes for Saints' ambitions to be World Club champions, Steve-O.
Certainly is, and of course Cunningham is out there. He'll obviously give a good 15-20 minutes. As I mentioned before the kickoff, he's the type of player that can just turn the game. He'll certainly cause a lot of trouble. It was good work by James Roby in that first 40, but what a time to score a try. You talk about psychological advantage, and when a team does it just before the half-time break, it really lifts them.
Cunningham been involved in the first 3 tackles of this second half for Saints. His pass wasn't the greatest, but Leon Price there managed to turn it into something. Finds Paul Sculthorpe. The referee shouted held, and Paul Sculthorpe got rid of the ball.
One of your mates come in and stopped it. Then you unloaded it.
Well, you could hear him quite clearly.
That should be a penalty then, shouldn't it? He's putting the scrum down.
I don't know why he was... Well, that's amazing.
Well, Brian, you're a brilliant man with the rules, and you know international rules better than most. Is that an Australian interpretation?
No, not well. It must be, because it'd be something different over here for sure.
Well, unless he's changed his mind. And
well, it's got to be a penalty.
Well, it should be, but I just say I wonder if he's changed his mind and said maybe he called it too early.
You mean he's edged his bets?
Yeah.
Oh, great. We have enough problem getting him doing it right.
This is
mine edging bets.
Sam Thaiday. Brisbane are 20 metres away from the St Helens line with Michael Ennis waiting at dummy half. Goes down the middle, finds Perry.
Oh, forward a mile.
Hannant.
Forward a mile, and the officials haven't seen it. Look at this. Oh.
Looks it certainly. Lockyer finds Carmichael Hunt. Carmichael Hunt! And Carmichael Hunt is held up and pushed back. That's great St Helens defence.
Leon Price got right underneath. What a try saver.
Lockyer with the left foot. Oh, they're queuing up here. They're queuing up. And it is Darius Boyd. Darius Boyd for Brisbane. Well, should the try have been allowed? Was there a forward pass? It looked so from our sideline camera, but the officials didn't give it, and Darius Boyd, Broncos Rookie of the Year in 2006, has come up with a try, but there were 3 options out wide for Brisbane, and they were queuing up to score, and Darius Boyd increases the lead.
Well, they're very fortunate to get away with that. It is so forward. There's no even a hint of the momentum rule or the interpretation. It is just forward. Simple as that. Take nothing away from the kick and nothing away from the guy to take it. As Eddie was mentioning, they were just queuing up there. They got caught out.
He's just had a nervous and depressive 15 minutes, Darius Ball, sitting in the half-time, waiting there and reflecting on his mistake to concede that try right at the death. But there isn't a better way than to get on the score sheet straight away. Good comeback there from Boyd, took the catch well.
Well, Wayne Bennett watching the replay of the forward pass, question mark, but his look of it and the look on his face didn't give us any hint of what he thought. Well, Boyd's try and Corey Parker here to try and add the extras. He hasn't, he's missed.
Well, there's some sort of justice come with the fact that they haven't added the extra 2, in as much that it was definitely forward. There is no doubt.
You'd have to make clear to the viewers, it's not the referee's responsibility to sort of those forward passes. The two men on the side of the pitch with the flags in their hands, they're the ones supposed to help the referee in indicating and alerting him to what they believe to be a forward pass.
The call plainly didn't come.
The thing is, what really infuriates me is the fact that it was done right on the line. So it helps them decide whether it's gone forward or not. If it was in open play and there's no line there, maybe, but that was so obvious.
Here's Ben Hannant, good hit by Kieran Cunningham and Mike Bennett. It's still St Helens who have to score the converted try now to get on terms. Ennis to Sivanasiva. 10 metres inside his own half, Sivanasiva. We'll play the ball to Ennis again. Hannant, not making too much progress. Good offload, though. Ennis carries it forward once more. That's the last tackle for Brisbane.
The thing that will buoy the Saints is the fact that, you know, Brisbane have scored from a mistake in the first time, and they've had to score from a kick. So the defence is pretty solid at the moment. They haven't scored from just open play.
Wellens collects the kick downfield from Lockyer, takes the tackle. Oh, Gidley has lost it. Tony Carroll hacks it forward. Lockyer is there, back it goes. Could be a try for Corey Parker here. Could be a try for Parker. Because there's a knock-on by St Helens. It was hacked forward, and I think Lockyer has somehow, magically, flicked the ball back, and Corey Parker has touched down under the sticks.
Shocking error. Right underneath your sticks. Lockyer did very well. Goes back, and that'll be try time. I'm afraid that's TRY, and within the space of 2 minutes. Not the best pass, not the best from Gidley at all. Has Lockyer flicked it back? I think he has. This will prove. He's gone to squeeze for it, but it's gone behind him. I think they're going to have to give this.
It's a knock-on from Darren Lockyer.
Steve Ganson is the video referee. The try is denied. And it goes scrum to the defence because it's a knock-on by Darren Lockyer. But surely they go back to the first offence, wouldn't they?
He's got to go back to the first offence. He just.
Got your advantage when he kicked it.
Saying that they gave up the advantage when they kicked the ball through and went for the try. Well, they went over the advantage line, Eddie.
It wasn't the Brisbane man who kicked it forward. I think it was a Saints boot that got to it. Anyway, it doesn't matter now. Let's go down to the sideline. Jason Hooper, bad shoulder, out of this match with Bill.
Jason, that was a bit of a let-off, wasn't it?
I think so. To make an error in your own 20 like and get away with it, I think we've got away with it pretty lucky.
Now, Kieran is on. We understand he's not 100% fit, but even a 75% Kieran Cunningham could have an impact.
Oh, definitely, mate. Oh, definitely. He's already made a couple of good runs already, so, you know, he just lifts the team, and his defence helps us out around the middle, you know.
And so, too, presumably, just having Paul Skelthorpe back.
Oh, definitely. The boys were pretty pumped up that he was coming back to play, and yeah, he's looking all right, you know.
Graham following up, misses him. Missed also by the second man. Not missed by Skelthorpe and Long.
Great work from the young winger there. Steve Michaels just stepping through. When you get to the 20, when you're under great pressure, it's important now that they concentrate, Saints.
Good scrambling from St Helens in the Brisbane half of the field. Darius Boyd nowhere to go. Justin Hodges gets the ball away. This is Greg Eastwood.
It's been a fascinating game this, you know. Darren Lockyer, they've kept him quiet. It's the same the other way around with Leon Price. Sean Long, Shane Perry. Not seen anything great breaks from those two as yet.
They've kept Darren Lockyer quiet for the time being. Look at that. What a pass to Carmichael Hunt. What work from Darren Lockyer. Good on his feet, isn't he? Dabs over the top. Does Ennis. And there's work for Melly to do. Justin Hodges was hunting. And Melly just waited and waited and then flicked it dead. It's a goal line dropout to Saints coming up.
Quality play. Apply that pressure.
You can't keep Darren Lockyer quiet.
It's
for
amazing.
80 minutes.
I said they had kept him quiet, and then he just skips the way through. He's not the world's best player for nothing.
The New Zealand thought they kept him quiet in that Tri-Nations final that Australia won in extra time, courtesy of this fellow's try. Here comes Sivanasiva. Good hit by James Graham again, and Kieran Cunningham.
Move! Hold it, boys, hold. Now.
Ennis. Carlaw. Carlaw keeps the legs pumping, gets the Broncos into the St Helens quarter. Ennis waits again. Corey Parker is there, the short ball, and he was nearly missed. It was an important tackle, that by Gidley. Quick play the ball. Ennis. Great defence on that occasion from Nick Fozzard on Big Brackthorne. Ennis. Back it comes to Lockyer. Here is Justin Hodges. Inside it goes to Michaels. Great defence from St Helens again. That's tackle number 5.
Wonderful sliding defence there. Got in, backing up your man, not just giving in. Oh, it's a good kick. Oh, good position.
Well picked up underneath his own sticks. It's a great piece of skill, that, from Matt Gidley.
He positioned himself well, didn't he? Right on the post. Knew that Lockyer was looking to cannon it off. He went backwards, play on. But in a bit of a hole at the moment, Saints. Got to get to a good position. Got to make sure that the kick and chase is good. But when you've got defence, it's a knock on.
Fozzard has lost it under pressure.
You just get the sense of the feeling now that if the Broncos can put a try away here, it's going to be very difficult for Saints to get back into the match. That is wonderful defence. Get into the rib cage. The second man comes under with the ball carrying arm, pops out.
Well, Fozzard's mistake, but Brian Noble, what a miss James Graham was on that Tri-Nations for us.
Absolutely. You probably need all your best players on deck, and he was one of the young exciting players coming through to have a look at. Yes, you missed him, but he's got lots of future in front of him, playing like he is tonight.
Absolutely so. And here come the Broncos again in the shape of Greg Eastwood. This is a big set of 6 for St Helens. Concede another try here, and their heads just might go down. It's with Perry. Perry just delays the pass. They go wide. It's Carmichael Hunt. And quick hands. Forward. Forward. No try. Darius Boyd. Try against Melbourne for Brent Tate in the grand final.
That could have been curtains.
Stevie, you say that, and yet very often you watch a game of rugby league, one team has 3 or 4 chances to score, narrowly denied, and then so often the opposition, in which case it will be St Helens, can go the length of the field and be the team to score next. And I wonder whether the opportunities Brisbane had, sooner or later this momentum may shift and it will be in Saints' favour. They need to take their next big opportunity.
They've got to get field position though, Phil. That's been their biggest problem.
Here is Cunningham again. Up the middle he goes, gets the pass away. And that is Bryn Hargreaves. And he gets the penalty because Brisbane were all over him. What a night for Bryn Hargreaves, signed this winter from Wigan. And here he is playing in the World Club Challenge for St Helens.
Well, I can't believe Carlo. I really cannot believe that. He's still got hold of him. The referee's got no option. Steve Clark says it's a penalty, and it is.
Phil Clark talked about they had to take their next big opportunity for St Helens. Is this it? Great tackle. Oh.
If you get anywhere near the line, you'd have to bet Kieran Cunningham, wouldn't you? It'd sneak over.
Long short ball, Wilkin. Roby. And Roby infield. This is Hargreaves again. That's tackle number 4. Can the Brisbane defence stand firm? The pass to Sculthorpe! Cunningham and Sculthorpe combine! St Helens with a kick to come to go level. The 2 aces The two jokers in Daniel Anderson's pack, Kieran Cunningham and Paul Sculthorpe, they combine to give the Super League champions the sniff of something. They had to take the next big opportunity that came their way, and St Helens, in the shape of their captain Paul Sculthorpe, has done exactly that. And Sculthorpe marks his return to action with a try, just as he scored a try in the 2001 defeat of Brisbane here.
And again, they really have paid. Broncos giving away a silly penalty. Dane Carlo hanging on, and there's little doubt about it. Hargreaves couldn't get up, and the duo, dynamic, call them whatever you like, they have combined throughout the years in the red and white. And listen to this crowd. Sculthorpe back. The smile says it all.
Well, Sculthorpe may have had to run 5 metres, but it was an intelligent 5 metres that he ran. Saints prodded and probed around close to the try line, and Cunningham's vision and Sculthorpe's positioning carried him over the line.
They're delighted, the St Helens supporters. They have the whiff of glory, and they have the captain back. He has 6 points to his name already from the goal and the try. This for 8 of St Helens' 12 points if he kicks it. We are level pegging at the Reebok Stadium. The Super League champions, Cunningham and Sculthorpe linking and coming up with the goods for Daniel Anderson.
They thought Cunningham was going to go on his own. 5 players were looking to shut him down. It was a simple pass. Bang! Never laid a finger on him. I'll take it. Scully's back. Big time.
And it might seem a very simple and obvious comment to make, but if you're an attacking player, try and run to the gaps. Try not to run to where the player is. And he spotted Sean Perry in front of him and ran to the side of him. It might sound simple, but very few players can do it with the effectiveness that Sculthorpe just showed.
21 minutes remaining. Fozzard in control for St Helens. And the Saint supporters find their voice as Roby spins away from a couple. Can't get away from Sivan Asiva, who was testing the referee's patience again. Here goes Leon Price. Oh, just behind the man. The man was Paul Sculthorpe again.
Just got a little bit excited when they didn't have to. They had Brisbane on the ruck. They just had to keep going at it. Quick runs down the middle. We said before this game started, Eddie, that Kieran Cunningham, he'd probably get 20 minutes out of him. His coach knew it, and he could change the game. He has.
Innes, and he finds Lockyer. And here is Eastwood. 19 years of age, the number 15 for Brisbane. He missed the grand final last year, plays the ball to Ennis. He finds Lockyer! He is a human being, after all. Wellens to counter for Saints.
Boy, that surprised me. A few of the Brisbane players, he was forward anyway from Ennis, and a few of the Brisbane players just stopped. And they allowed Paul Wellens to get some good ground forward.
You know, it's important that Saints play with the tempo that they've had for this last 20 minutes, but also play with some control. They can't afford to get overexcited as they showed with Price's offload. They need to maintain a controlled grip on how they play.
It's with Long. Ball goes infield and Wellens puts it down to knock on.
Again, just overcooking it. Trying to force the pass back on the inside. He really has not been all that effective tonight, Sean Long. And the pass just took his eyes off it slightly to the full-back.
Tony Carroll is waiting to come back into the fray. Bill has got injury news from Brisbane. Bill?
Sam Thaiday having a bit of treatment on the neck injury that he sustained. You remember he was involved in a heavy tackle in the first half. He continued, as Steve-O said, a bit surprisingly. He's had treatment, he's sitting on the sidelines, and the word from the Brisbane camp is he's a tough cookie. He'll be back out there when he's needed.
This is Perry for Brisbane. Oh, and a poor pass. If they keep hold of it, courtesy of Ennis.
Well, no coordination, just completely.
No, it's Corey Parker, beg your pardon. Here is Perry. This is Carlo. That was high from Gidley. It was round the neck.
not what you needed.
Now then, will Brisbane take the 2 on offer?
Yeah, went for the throttle, did Gidley. They'll take the 2, don't worry about that. They know they're in a huge contest.
Well, I think they'll take the 2, and I think they'll also get a bit of oxygen back into the lungs, because it must be telling on the Brisbane Broncos now, the pace of this match, Brian.
Absolutely. I think this is probably the right decision to take the 2 points, have a rest, get back into your half, because we saw them a little bit disjointed there with a couple of passes. So Darren Lockyer will take the opportunity to restructure his troops and say, this is what we've got to do next, boys. I think Brisbane out there need Berrigan. I don't think he's on the field at the moment. I think he caused a lot of problems out of dummy half. I think they need him back out there.
But Corey Parker has been successful with 2 of his 3 kicks. This to give the Broncos a 2-point advantage as we're into the last quarter. The Aussies willing him to kick the goal. St Helens supporters behind the posts doing their best to put him off. Corey Parker. This kick for a 2-point lead. He's kicked it. And Brisbane hit the front again, 14-12.
Great composure there by Corey Parker. Nervous times for the Saints fans. They're ecstatic. The green and gold. He's impressed with this guy.
It's remarkable, you know, we've won nothing at international level since 1972 in the World Cup. But British teams have won 9 of the 12 official World Club challenges since 1987. St Helens with it all to do to come back and win this one.
Oh,
and that's
what a hit!
Big hit by Fozzard.
Boy, oh boy, that's the hit of the match.
Well, he won the Challenge Cup with Saints in 2004. This is his biggest game since, Nick Fozzard, and it's his 250th appearance of his career. Berrigan is back out. Wayne Bennett, he's not got an earpiece, has he? Brian, he didn't listen to you, did he? Carmichael Hunt. Well, no one can listen to you now, you're not talking to us.
I was just reflecting on the fact that he might actually listen to me.
Don't they all, surely? One Australian guru and one British guru. High kick. Back to the guru in a minute. Had snow on it, that. Didn't he take it well, Aidy Gardner?
Well, he made a big error in the first half that allowed Brisbane to score the try when he didn't get his technique right. He did then. He had the arms raised, brought it back into his chest. Great take.
Francis Melly. 3 tackles gone, Saints camped in their own half.
That's good work. That's what a coach likes to see. Get on with the game.
Willie Talau will play the ball to Cunningham to come this way and find Wilkin. Further this way and find Roby. He is snuffled out by Darren Lockyer. Plays the ball, though, to Leon Price. Last tackle, so Price has to kick. And again, straight down the throat of Carmichael Hunt. Ooh, wasn't waiting for that.
Surrender 1. Stand.
They've got to get their kicking game sorted out, Saints. It's been very poor tonight. Far too many of these kicks have gone straight down the throat of the players.
This is Brent Tate. It's 15 minutes to go. It's a knock-on. A knock-on against Tate. He lost it, says referee Stephen Clark.
Well, that's what St Helens have worked for, isn't it? Possession inside Brisbane half. They had to be patient. 15 minutes left in this game. There might be a bit of a hand involved in this tackle, but still it comes out and they get an opportunity with this scrum.
Well, Messrs Sculthorpe and Gidley, perhaps a question mark. Saints won't be complaining. They're in possession with Sean Long.
Ooh, nearly got through for his first break of the night.
That was an important tackle by Eastwood. Here is Wilkin. This is Talau. Talau still. Great offload. Finds Roby. Oh! Roby clattered to the ground by Ben Hannant. No, it was Eastwood again. They're 2 meters short now, the Saints, with Roby. And back it comes to Long. Here's Sculthorpe. Wide they go. Gidley. And Gidley is tackled on tackle number 4. Leon Price, the dummy half. Will he go himself? Will he go himself? Will he try to? Tate and Tony Carroll doing the defensive job.
Kick it into the in goal. Get it in the in goal. Just a little grubber.
Wellens, here's the man who'll do the kicking. No, it's a high one. High and swinging, looking for Francis Melly. Francis Melly catches it. Gets the ball away. Talau has it.
Play on.
Still on, still on. Hargreaves lost it then. St Helens have lost a bit of momentum here, and Brisbane have the ball back.
I think Lockyer may have touched that football.
Referee said no.
Not played at.
Not played at, he said. Carmichael Hunt.
He's not happy.
Well, he's going through every emotion tonight. This is Brad Thorne.
It's amazing the amount of rugby league fans in this country that thought Saints were going through a bad time, and you know, they worried for them that Broncos would rip them apart. This is world-class stuff.
That was Berrigan's run. This is Perry. Clawed down by Hargreaves and Gidley. Carmichael Hunt, Darren Lockyer hoisting the kick down the right-hand side. Finds Steve Michaels. He got the ball back, still on the last. Hodges dabs the ball towards the in-goal area. Melly has got work to do here. Oh, that's terrific play from Hodges. They just didn't give it up then, Brisbane. They did not give this away.
This is where you dig deep. That is tremendous stuff.
Steve Michaels.
Fantastic. They often talk about second effort. Michaels certainly did that.
And look at Hodges as well, Stephen.
Tremendous stuff. This is no messing around stuff, this. This is for keeps. They want it. They want that trophy badly.
Well, they're leading by 2 points. Here comes Dane Carlaw.
That's one. Move. Hold his Saints. Hold Saints.
About 11 minutes left for play. Berrigan. This is Brad Thorne.
Movement.
Inside the danger zone. This is Corey Parker. St Helens having to work overtime in defence. Berrigan gets the ball away. It's kept alive. Tony Carroll. Tony Carroll keeps it alive. And Perry went without it and lost it, trying to force it.
Overcooking it yet again. Good job that Price was in a good position. Good work from Helens. Quick play of the ball, that's what they need.
Great crowd inside the Reebok tonight. Over 23,000 for this World Club Challenge of 2007. And whoever goes home with the crown tonight will have earned it. This is Wilkin. 10.5 minutes to go. Brisbane were overwhelming favourites. St Helens, the underdogs. Well, the favourites are winning it, but only just. It's tighter than a lot of us thought it might be. Here is Long. Fires the pass to Talau. Space for Talau. Closed down by Lockyer. He wants this, Lockyer. It's the only trophy he's never won. With Long, last tackle. High hanging kick.
It's a beauty.
Well played. It's a try for Gardner. Aidy Gardner gets the 4 points. Sherman's on his feet. Second try for Aidy Gardner. The Saints hit the front inside the last 10. What a leap from the winger, Aidy Gardner. He had a heck of a season last year. 74 tries, 31 of them last year. He's got 2 tonight to take it, 76 in his career. Has he just left above everybody to win the world crown for Saints?
Tremendous kick from Long. High, well weighted. What a take. You know, it's a test of a player's character when you've got to come back from an error that allowed the opposition to try. He's got him for 2. He's come back. He's repaid his coach in the best way possible. The timing was perfect. He set off well before the rest. It's mine. It sure is. And this could take Saints to the trophy. What a fight back. What character shown by that man there. And what a kick from Sean Long.
The 99th career try of Aidy Gardner, including his time out of the Super League. And Daniel Anderson, has he fashioned a victory? His 6th victory against Wayne Bennett. The kick from Sculthorpe will give them a little bit of breathing space, but it is not over yet. Brisbane have played a full part in this titanic struggle tonight. Well, Paul Sculthorpe kicked one off the touchline. He kicked one from not too far off centre. And here's a big kick for the returning skipper. He's kicked it. The Saints lead by 4. It's 18 points to 4.
Well, it was a carbon copy of the try scored in the grand final by St Helens. Just look how they've worked down the middle of the field, punching 10 metres after 10 metres, getting into a good position, and then relying on Long's kick and Gardner's skill to take that try.
Look at that, he's going up, the other one's going down, that's the ball, and that is TRY. Excellent kick, and what a finish. What a hit there. Boy, it's getting tasty now.
18-14, 8 minutes to go. St Helens carrying the flag of the Super League. Long drums the ball back and behind the winger Michaels, who has to pick it up behind his own goal line. Look at the chase. St Helens are after this trophy.
They certainly are, and they're getting their kicking game right. It's not down the throat. They're keeping the ball low. It's hitting the deck. It can go anywhere.
This is a full-blooded contest. In the past, the Aussies have talked a good game. They've come to this World Club Challenge. They've been a little jet-lagged. Their preparation hasn't been the best. But Brisbane tonight have taken the battle to St Helens. And this is no half measure. Two committed sides who want that World Club Challenge trophy. Lockyer fires it wide. Hodges gets away from Francis Melly. Tell you what, this game isn't over yet. Oh, he's lost it, and it's a penalty. It's a penalty to Brisbane.
That's a big call from the official, but there were fingertips floating around it. Little doubt. That was dragged away. Should I say Kalis, Jason Kalis got the right arm there. Not the time to do it. Right in front of the official, has got it. Brisbane now really have to start keeping this ball alive.
Here goes Sivanasiva.
We haven't seen much of Darren Lockyer utilising the second phase. The dummy runners coming through. Get out wide. Can they get Brent Tate and Justin Hodges moving?
This is Berrigan. He has made a difference since he's come on. He nearly lost it.
He was looking for someone to pass to. Thaidy had gone past him.
Shane Perry, dummy half. Lockyer, the danger man. This is Tony Carroll. New Zealand thought that the Tri-Nations was put to bed, and then Lockyer took a hand. Here is Sivanasiva.
Great defence.
They're underneath the St Helens posts with Berrigan, and he fires it to Lockyer. Up in the air, and Gardner to the rescue again.
They had to test their arm, but they were very flat. I mentioned the fact that they utilised this second phase, but they were all in one line. No one being utilised, adds that Shepherd.
Sculthorpe.
Basics now, that's all that's needed.
Here's Leon Price.
Great work. Again, quick play the ball, making good yards forward.
Off goes Wilkin. Big challenge by Tony Carroll.
They know they can boss this game now, Saints.
Long, kicking early. Carmichael Hunt scuttles across, picks it up again. Good chase, though. Led by Mike Bennett. 5.5 to go. 4 points the difference. Here goes Steve Michaels. Perry again. On the charge. Brent Tate.
Saints will know that Broncos have got the ability to score long-range tries.
They've got this fellow on the field as well, Lockyer. This is Hodges. Good tackle by Willie Talau. Lockyer. Short ball. St Helens doing well in defence. Last one for Brisbane here. Berrigan. And Berrigan will drill it towards the in-goal area, and Berrigan will chase. And Melly with work to do. Melly with work to do, and does it well!
Fantastic stuff.
4 minutes and counting Brian Noble, can Saints hang on here?
Absolutely. This is the set where they need to get down to the end of the field. A little bit of concentration they need and that ball security. But they're showing up and they're working hard. Of course they can do it.
That was Roby. Here they come again.
This has been a tremendous effort from St Helens. You know, there's a period when it looked as though they were going to be ripped apart just after the restart. It was all going Broncos' way. They were missing a few tackles with Saints.
Last one here for Saints. The kick from Long has to be good, OK. The kick from Wilkin has to be. It's charged down by Tony Carroll, and it runs dead in goal.
Could have gone anywhere there.
It could.
It was good pressure on Long. He had to offload it. Took a fair time, John Wilkin. He would have had his heart in his mouth saying, oh no, but they've got away with it.
Here comes Kalis then for the Saints. Oh, he offloads. This is Gilmore.
I don't think Daniel Anderson would have been too happy with Kalis offloading there. Oh, great work, Roby. Fantastic stuff. Reads the game ever so well, doesn't he?
Here's Price. Good run. Punishing run. 3 minutes to go. 4 points the difference. Saints in charge here with Sculthorpe. Now Wilkin. On the bounce, it finds its way to Willie Talau. Francis Melly. Wilkin.
I'd go for the one.
Now then, will they? Long is there, Sculthorpe's there. Here is Long. No, a dab over the top. They're looking for more. The ball is collected by Brent Tate.
Good chase, though.
Well, they've now got to just chance their arm, Brisbane, if they want this trophy, because there are 2.5 minutes remaining. Here is Sam Tide. Saints have dug really deep for this, haven't they?
Been a tremendous
Shaky
effort.
in the Super League at the start of the season, but boy, they were written off by everybody, bookmakers included. But boy, have they come into this match determined to set the record straight.
Still plenty of seconds remaining, Eddie. Just hold it for a while.
2 minutes to go.
Oh, that could have been the difference.
The ball. Perry puts the short pass down, and Wayne Bennett might be going home beaten again.
It was a neat little offload. He was halfway through the gap, and Perry knows that that should be it. And what a brave effort from that man there. Kieran Cunningham. He has gone through a lot of pain playing tonight. In normal circumstances, in a normal game, in a club game, he wouldn't have been out there. And what about the return of Paul Sculthorpe? The steadying influence.
It's not over yet. There's about 1.5 minutes to go, but Saints are in possession. And Brian Noble, as a true Brit and a British guru, I've described you as tonight. This is a proud moment.
Yeah, the Saints have worked really, really hard for this, and you see how much it means for them. And there'll be no excuses from the Brisbane camp. They deserve the spoils in the end, Saints. They've been tough when it mattered, and they just look like just going away with the game towards the end.
St Helens finishing strongly with Wilkin. Gets the ball away to Roby. Here is Long, just dancing in front of the Brisbane defence. Gets it away to Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe takes tackle number 4.
Surely they'll go for the one. That'll eat it all up completely.
Referee stops the clock, calls time on. Sculthorpe with a touch of cramp, maybe. And
Put it
that
over,
was a bit
Sean.
high.
Put it over. It'll finish the game off.
Long wants it. Long gets it. No. Hoists the kick wide. Collected by Steve Michaels. Now then, 30 seconds to go. Brisbane have to score. The length of the field try. They're chancing their arm. Here they go down the left-hand side with the winger Darius Boyd, but that's great St Helens defence. And it's dumped down to Wilkin. Wilkin in field to Sculthorpe. 15 seconds to go. Saints with ball in hand. Sculthorpe with a big smile.
He knows they've won it. Just drive it in, boys.
Counting down the Saints fans to a famous win. St Helens are the World Club champions. It's a clean sweep of the trophies now for St Helens. They won all 3 in 2006. champions of the world. Leon Price has now won the World Club Challenge 3 times, Leon Price. Twice with the Bradford Bulls, once here tonight with St Helens.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.